Do you feel overwhelmed by life's challenges? Do you long for a fuller, more meaningful existence? If so, then the timeless wisdom of Stoicism may be the key to your transformation. Did you know that the secret to transforming your life's greatest challenges into your greatest opportunities could have been discovered more than 2,000 years ago? Imagine facing the storms of life with a calm so powerful that nothing could shake your inner peace. Sounds like a superpower, right? Well, it's not just a fantasy, this ancient superpower. It's an ancient philosophy that is as practical today as it was in the bustling markets and marble halls of ancient Rome and Greece. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control every aspect of our lives, we have absolute power over how we choose to react. In today's world, where uncertainty seems to be the only certainty, these teachings could be the anchor we have all been looking for. What if I told you that Stoicism has more to do with action than thought? It's about living a life full of purpose, resilience, and happiness. No matter what life throws at you, it's not about repressing your emotions, but understanding and managing them to lead a more fulfilling life. And so whether you are dealing with stress, facing adversity, or simply looking to find more joy in your daily life, Stoicism is the key. It is the answer to achieving a life full of happiness and well-being. Today we take a deep dive into Stoicism, discovering its timeless wisdom and how it can transform not only the way we think, but the way we live. In this video, we will explore some of the fundamental Stoic principles that will allow you to navigate life's challenges with greater wisdom, resilience, and peace of mind. Focus on what is under your control. Have you ever found yourself stuck in traffic, fuming over a delay, or scrolling through your phone only to get angry about a negative comment someone left on your post? It happens to the best of us. It's almost as if our daily lives are full of these little tests, challenging our mood and our peace of mind at every step. But here's a game-changing perspective from the world of Stoicism that can turn all that frustration on its head. Stoicism, this incredible philosophy that dates back to ancient Greece and Rome, gives us this powerful tool that focuses on what is within our control. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said that what matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it. Think about that for a second. Traffic, bad weather, negative comments, these are all out of our control. We can't change them, no matter how much we wish we could. What we can change, however, is how we react to them. This idea is not only ancient wisdom, it is also supported by modern psychology. Carl Jung, a giant in the field of psychology, stated, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to be." This aligns perfectly with Stoic practice. It is about recognizing that the only real power we have is over our own reactions, thoughts, and actions. Let's break it down a bit. Let's say you're in that traffic jam, late for an important meeting. You can spend that time full of anger, honking and stressing out, which, let's be honest, won't make the cars in front of you move any faster. Or you can take a deep breath, accept the situation, and maybe use the time to listen to a podcast, audiobook, or just enjoy some music. The traffic hasn't changed, but your response to it has, and with that change, your stress levels go down and your day looks a little brighter. This Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control extends far beyond just dealing with traffic or the weather. It applies to our personal goals, our reactions to others, and our approach to obstacles in life. Like Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic heavyweight, reminds us that you have power over your life. Don't worry about external events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So the next time you find yourself nervous about something that is out of your control, remember these wise words from the Stoics. Ask yourself if this is under my control. If it is not, let it go. Focus on your reaction, your mindset, and your actions. This simple change can have a profound impact on your stress levels and overall happiness. It's not always easy, but it's worth practicing every day. Remember that it is about progress, not perfection. And as we learn to focus more on what is within our control, we will find ourselves not only surviving life's challenges, but thriving despite them. Accept obstacles as opportunities. Stoicism teaches us the art of embracing obstacles as opportunities. Sounds contradictory, right? Most of us are programmed to see obstacles as barriers to our success and happiness. But Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus turn this narrative on its head. They tell us when life throws you a curveball, instead of asking why, asking what can I learn, this is a game changer. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and a Stoic philosopher, wrote in his personal writings, "The impediment to action advances the action. That which stands in the way becomes the path." What he means here is that every obstacle, no matter how daunting, not only tests our resilience, but also teaches us valuable lessons. It's about finding the silver lining in difficult situations and using it to fuel our growth. This perspective is not just ancient philosophy, it is supported by modern thinkers like the famous psychologist Carl Jung, who said that what you resist persists by fighting against obstacles. We give them more power over us. But by accepting them and learning from them, we can overcome them. This Stoic mindset is about transforming challenges into stepping stones to becoming stronger and wiser. Let's make it practical. Let's say you're facing rejection for job applications. It's easy to fall into a spiral of self-pity and self-doubt, but what if you saw every rejection as feedback? Maybe there's a skill you need to improve or a new strategy for your job search. That change in perspective can turn a series of rejections into a path for professional development. Another example is personal conflicts. They are uncomfortable and stressful, but they also offer the opportunity to practice patience, empathy, and communication skills. Every disagreement is an opportunity to understand different points of view and refine our conflict resolution skills. The essence of accepting obstacles as opportunities lies in asking ourselves what this situation can teach me. Instead of being passive victims of circumstances, we become active learners and problem solvers. It doesn't mean that facing obstacles becomes easy, but it means that we approach them with a mindset oriented toward growth and learning. Epictetus once said, "What matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it." This is the heart of Stoicism. It's about seeing beyond the immediate pain or frustration of an obstacle and finding the lessons and opportunities it presents. So when faced with a challenge, big or small, try to pause and rethink it. Ask yourself what you can learn from the situation and how it can make you stronger and wiser. Remember, obstacles are not just obstacles to overcome, they are opportunities to grow. By adopting this Stoic mindset, we can navigate life's ups and downs with more grace, resilience, and wisdom. Live in the present moment. It's something we hear about all the time, right? Live in the now. But what does that really mean, and why is it so important? Living in the present moment is about fully embracing and experiencing where you are in this very second, without letting your mind wander to the worries of tomorrow or the regrets of yesterday. It's about realizing that life, with all its beauty, challenges, and surprises, happens in the now. This concept is not new. It has been a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, echoed by great minds such as Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, and reiterated by modern psychologists and thinkers. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate your mind on the present moment." He understood that the power of living in the present lies in the ability to ground ourselves, to clear our minds of distractions, and allow us to appreciate the richness of life as it unfolds. But why is it so difficult to stay present? Our minds are often cluttered with thoughts, worries about what's next, or repeating things that have already happened. The incessant chatter of our minds distracts us from the beauty and possibilities that the present offers. As the renowned psychologist Carl Jung said, "Even the most insignificant details have deep meaning. They are worth more than great feats lacking experience in the here and now." It gives meaning to the small, everyday experiences that enrich our lives beyond measure. Aristotle talked about the importance of being aware of the present to achieve eudaimonia, or the state of being happy, healthy, and prosperous. Aristotle, he believed that by focusing on the here and now, we could live a virtuous life, making the most of our human experience. So how can we practice living in the present? It starts with mindfulness, the art of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. When you eat, savor every bite. When you walk, notice the feel of the ground under your feet. Actively listen when someone is talking to you instead of planning what you are going to say next. These simple acts of mindfulness bring us back to the present, making our lives richer and more meaningful. Seneca offered this wisdom. True happiness is enjoying the present without anxious dependence on the future. He understood that this anxiety about what is to come only serves to diminish our happiness in the now. Living in the present is not about ignoring the future or forgetting the past. It is about finding a balance in which we learn from our past and plan for our future without letting those activities consume our present. It is in this balance where we find peace and satisfaction. Remember that every moment is an opportunity to reset and refocus on the now. The present is where we live, love, and create memories, so let's make a conscious effort to be more present in our lives. Let's appreciate the now, because this moment is where life really happens. Develop self-discipline. The word self-discipline can bring to mind images of rigid schedules and a life devoid of fun. But let's reshape that image together. Self-discipline isn't about restricting your life. It's about empowering yourself to make decisions that align with your deepest values and long-term aspirations. It's choosing what's right for you, not what's easy in the moment. At its core, building self-discipline is about mastering ourselves. It's about saying yes to the things that serve us and no to the things that don't, even when the choice is difficult. Think about it, whether it's sticking to an exercise routine, saving money instead of impulse buying, or turning off Netflix to focus on a project. These options may not provide instant gratification, but they pave the way for satisfaction and success later. Long-term. Stoic philosophy has a lot to say about self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote that you have power over your mind, not over external events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This powerful statement highlights the essence of self-discipline. It's about controlling our impulses, emotions, and actions despite the external temptations and distractions that life throws at us. Seneca also offers wisdom on the subject, advising us to be firm and control our desires instead of being controlled by them. He understood that true freedom comes from within, from our ability to govern ourselves and our appetites. But why is self-discipline so critical? Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, sheds light on the topic. He believed that we achieve excellence and virtue through habit. By practicing self-discipline, we cultivate habits that lead us toward our best selves. It's not about occasional acts of willpower, but about making consistent decisions that reflect our values and goals. Developing self-discipline also relates to modern psychological understanding. Carl Jung, a pioneer in psychology, emphasized the importance of integrating all aspects of our personality to live fully. This integration requires self-discipline, as we must navigate the desires of different parts of our psyche, choosing paths that contribute to our overall well-being and growth. So how can we develop self-discipline in our daily lives? Start small. Choose one area you want to improve, whether it's your diet, exercise routine, or spending habits. Set clear, achievable goals and take them one day at a time. Remember that every time you make a decision that aligns with your goals, you are building the muscle of self-discipline. Epictetus reminds us that no great thing is created suddenly. Self-discipline is built through small, consistent actions. It's about progress, not perfection. Every day presents new opportunities to practice self-discipline, to choose actions that bring us closer to who we want to be. It's about making decisions that may be difficult in the moment, but that will bring us closer to our goals, happiness, and peace in the long term. So let's commit to this journey together, support each other in choosing what is right, not what is easy. Remember that in the area of self-discipline is the way to achieve our dreams and live a life that we truly love. When life throws its curveballs, we all experience a whirlwind of emotions. Feeling angry, sad, or frustrated is a natural part of being human. But here's the secret: it's not just about the emotions we feel, it's about how we handle them. That's where the magic of emotional resilience comes in. Emotional resilience is like this superpower that allows us to navigate through the storms of life with grace and come out stronger on the other side. It's about recognizing our emotions, understanding them, and then taking positive steps to move forward instead of getting carried away by the tide of our feelings. The Stoics had a lot to say about this. Marcus Aurelius, for example, reminds us that you have power over your mind, not over external events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Development of emotional resilience. This profound insight touches on the essence of emotional resilience. It is about recognizing that while we may not have control over what happens to us, we do have control over how we respond. Our emotions do not have to control our actions. Seneca offers wisdom for facing adversity without losing composure. It teaches that life's difficulties are tests of our character and resilience. By facing our feelings with understanding and patience, we can become wiser and more robust. But how do we develop this emotional resilience? It starts with self-awareness. Being aware of our emotions and reactions helps us understand ourselves better. It's okay to feel what we're feeling, but instead of reacting impulsively, we can choose to respond in a way that aligns with our values and long-term well-being. Aristotle talked about the happy medium, finding the balance between excess and deficiency. This concept applies wonderfully to emotional resilience. It is about finding a balanced response to our emotions, not repressing them or letting them dominate us. Carl Jung, a pioneer in psychology, emphasized the importance of integrating all aspects of our psyche to achieve wholeness. Part of this process involves confronting our emotions, understanding them, and learning from them. This is at the heart of developing emotional resilience. So what can you do when you are in the grip of strong emotions? First, give yourself permission to feel, acknowledge your emotions without judgment. Then take a step back and try to understand what triggered these feelings. This reflection can provide valuable information about your emotional patterns and triggers. Epictetus said that it's not about what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is a powerful reminder that our reactions to our emotions can shape our experiences. Instead of being reactive, we can choose to respond in a constructive and healing way. Developing emotional resilience is a journey. It involves practicing mindfulness, self-reflection, and patience. It's about building a set of tools, coping strategies, such as writing a journal, talking to a trusted friend, or practicing relaxation techniques. Most importantly, it's about treating yourself with kindness and compassion as you navigate through your emotions. Resilience isn't about never feeling negative emotions. It's about learning to ride the waves of those emotions gracefully and come out the other side stronger and more self-aware. By developing emotional resilience, we empower ourselves to face life's challenges with courage and poise. Let's embrace this journey together by supporting each other to become more emotionally resilient and ultimately live a more fulfilling life. The Stoics, including great minds like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, use this concept, not to create fear, but to inspire a deeper appreciation of each moment. These sages believed that by taking into account the inevitability of death, we would live more fully, consciously, and with gratitude for the present. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, often reflected on the transience of life, encouraging us to live in a way that is true to our values and to make the most of the time we are given. This is not about being taciturn. It is a call to action, a reminder to focus on what really matters, let go of petty worries, and live with purpose and integrity. Seneca too spoke about the brevity of life, urging us not to waste time on trivialities, but to focus on creating a meaningful existence. He believed that being aware of death encourages us to live more wisely and appreciate our relationships and experiences. Epictetus emphasizes the importance of focusing on the present and making the best use of our time, remembering that we will not live forever. Memento Mori. Remember that you will die. We are more likely to live ethically and appreciate the beauty and richness of life. But how can we incorporate the Memento Mori into our own lives without it feeling like a dark cloud over our heads? It starts with changing our perspective. Instead of seeing the awareness of death as something terrifying, we can see it as a powerful motivator to live our lives to the fullest. It's about embracing the present, not postponing our dreams or happiness for an indefinite future that is not guaranteed. Think about the things you've been putting off. Maybe it's pursuing a passion, reconnecting with loved ones, or simply taking time to appreciate the small joys of everyday life. Memento Mori reminds us not to take our time for granted. It encourages us to live more authentically, to say what we mean, to love openly, and to be present in our lives. This concept also teaches us to appreciate the impermanence of life, which in turn deepens our gratitude for the moments. When we remember that our time is limited, we are more likely to appreciate our experiences, to live more consciously, and express our gratitude for the people and moments that enrich our lives. So let's use Memento Mori, not as a source of fear, but as a catalyst for growth, gratitude, and a deeper appreciation of life, reminding us to make decisions that align with our deepest values, appreciate our relationships, and savor the beauty of the present moment. Remembering that we will die by embracing the Memento Mori, we find a powerful reminder not to live in fear of death, but to celebrate life. Let's make every moment count, not because we are afraid of its end, but because we are in love with life itself. Let us live in a way that when our time comes, we can look back without regret, knowing that we lived fully, loved deeply, and appreciated the incredible journey that is life. It's fascinating how such a simple concept can have a profound impact on our lives, shifting our focus to what we have instead of dwelling on what we are missing. This practice can be a real game changer. Practice gratitude. Especially on those days that feel like an uphill battle, the Stoics had a lot to say about gratitude. They believed that happiness comes not from having more, but from appreciating what we already have. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the importance of focusing on the present and finding joy in simple things. He said, "When you wake up in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This is gratitude in its purest form, recognizing the value of life itself and the many gifts it offers us each day. Seneca talked about how our desires can lead us astray, always chasing more and never finding true satisfaction. He suggested that by focusing on what we have and understanding that the best things in life are already within our reach, we can find true satisfaction. Epictetus, known for his practical approach to Stoic philosophy, encouraged his followers to appreciate their current circumstances, whatever they may be. One might believe that by accepting and finding value in our current situation, we could live a more fulfilling life. But how do we practice gratitude, especially when life throws us curveballs? Start by making it a daily habit every morning or night. Take a moment to reflect on 3 things you are grateful for. It could be as simple as a hot cup of coffee, a conversation with a friend, or the beauty of a sunset. This practice helps rewire our brains to focus on the positive, improve our mood, and overall outlook on life. Gratitude also means accepting challenges and finding lessons within them. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we can ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective can help us appreciate our experiences, both good and bad, as valuable steps on our journey. Additionally, practicing gratitude helps us build stronger connections with others by expressing appreciation for the people in our lives, not only brightening their day, but also strengthening our relationships. A simple thank you can show someone that they are valued and loved. Aristotle spoke about the importance of recognizing the good in our lives and striving for a virtuous life. He believed that gratitude was a key part of achieving true happiness, as it allows us to appreciate the goodness around us and within ourselves. Even modern psychology supports the benefits of gratitude. Studies have shown that people who practice gratitude regularly experience less anxiety, sleep better, and have a more positive outlook on life. As Carl Jung said, the word happiness would lose its meaning if it were not balanced with sadness. By recognizing and being grateful for the full spectrum of our experiences, we find a deeper, more authentic form of happiness. So let's make gratitude a cornerstone of our daily lives. Let's celebrate the small victories, cherish the moments of connection, and find joy in the simple pleasures. By focusing on what we have, not what we lack, we can cultivate a sense of abundance and happiness that shines from within. Remember that it is not happiness that brings us gratitude. It is gratitude that brings us happiness. Let's fill our glasses, raise them high, and toast to the beauty of gratitude in our lives. Let's toast to finding the silver lining, even on the cloudiest of days. Focus on personal excellence. The Stoics had a deep understanding of personal excellence. They believed that excellence or virtue is the only good, and that everything we do should aim to live a virtuous life. Marcus Aurelius is an excellent example of someone who strove for personal excellence. He once said, "Don't waste any more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This simple yet powerful statement encapsulates the essence of personal excellence. It's about embodying the values we admire and striving to live by them every day. Seneca emphasized the importance of self-improvement and learning, advocating a life lived in accordance with nature and reason, suggesting that true excellence comes from within and is reflected in our actions and choices. Epictetus highlighted the role of personal responsibility in achieving excellence. He taught that our reactions, our emotions, and our will are under our control, and mastering it is key to living a life of virtue. But what does a focus on personal excellence look like in our everyday lives? It starts with setting personal standards based on our values and aspirations, not social expectations or the achievements of others. It's about knowing who we are, understanding our strengths and weaknesses, and taking consistent steps toward improvement and personal excellence. About resilience, it's about how we respond to setbacks and failures, not just our successes. As Aristotle said, excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. This means accepting challenges as opportunities to learn and grow instead of seeing them as obstacles. Additionally, focusing on personal excellence involves cultivating a growth mindset, a concept advocated by modern psychology. It is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. This mindset encourages us to embrace the challenges that persist in the face of setbacks and see effort as a path toward mastering personal excellence. It also means living authentically. It's about being true to ourselves and our values, even when it's not easy to make decisions that reflect who we are and who we want to be. By appreciating what we have and where we are on our journey, we foster a positive outlook that supports our growth and well-being. So let's commit to focusing on personal excellence and set our own standards. On being perfect, it's about being proud of who we are and how we live. It's about celebrating our efforts to learn from our experiences and always striving to be the best versions of ourselves. Let's make personal excellence not just a goal, but a way of life. In a world saturated with social media, where likes and comments often dictate our self-esteem, it is easy to fall into the trap of valuing ourselves through the lens of opinions of others. But here's a liberating truth worth external validation. It's about being true to embracing your authenticity and living in alignment with your values. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers we continue to turn to for timeless wisdom, had a lot to say about this. They taught that our inner peace and freedom come from focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts. However, he places less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinions of others. This surprising observation highlights the paradox that many of us experience with valuing other judgments over our own self-evaluation. Seneca echoed this sentiment by emphasizing the importance of living a life true to oneself and not shaped by the expectations or approval of others. Seneca believed that true satisfaction comes from living a life consistent with our principles and values. On the other hand, Epictetus teaches that the opinions of others are beyond our control, and therefore it is not worth spending our energy worrying about them. Epictetus encouraged focusing on our own actions and living virtuously, as that is where our true power lies. So how can we begin to worry less about what others think and more about being true to ourselves? First, it's about understanding that only you are the author of your life story. You have the power to define your worth, not your social media followers or the people around you. It's about basing your self-esteem on who you are, the values you represent, the kindness and the effort you put into being the best version of yourself. Ask yourself, am I making decisions based on my desires, or am I trying to fit into someone else's mold? This can help realign your actions with your true self. Being true to yourself means being open about your flaws and understanding that perfection is an illusion. It's okay to be a work in progress by making mistakes and learning from them. This authenticity attracts the right people, those who appreciate the real you. Remember the words of Aristotle, which talk about finding balance in life. Applying this to our concern for others, It is about finding a healthy balance between considering constructive feedback and maintaining our autonomy and self-esteem. Incorporating a Stoic mindset into our lives means understanding that our worth is determined by our virtues, our actions, and our commitment to living a meaningful life, not by external praise or approval. It is about building an internal strength that is not affected by the fleeting opinions of others, committing to valuing ourselves for who we really are, not to please the tastes of others or the approval we receive. Let us be brave in our authenticity. Live lives that resonate with our deepest truths. Remember that your value is inherent and unique, and by being true to yourself, you shine your light in the most genuine way possible. We not only navigate life, but we thrive with the confidence that comes from knowing that we are living authentically aligned with our values and true to ourselves. Accepting change is not only necessary, it is vital to our growth and happiness. Reality is the only constant in life. It is the change of learning to go with the flow and embracing life's inevitable changes that make navigating through them less scary and more like an adventure. The Stoics had an incredibly healthy perspective on change. They saw it as a natural part of the rhythm of the universe. Marcus Aurelius said that accepting what comes in the pattern of your destiny could be more appropriately adjusted to your needs. This deep acceptance of change as part of the fabric of life helps us understand that every change, whether we perceive it as good or bad, has its place in our story. Seneca taught that being too attached to our current circumstances can lead to disappointment, because inevitably those circumstances will change. He advised us to be flexible and understand that change is not just a part of life, but a necessary component of our personal development and happiness. Epictetus encouraged us to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. While we can't control external events, we can control our attitudes towards them. This mindset is incredibly empowering when it comes to dealing with change. It's about focusing on our responses to find opportunities for growth within change and moving forward with resilience. But how can we accept change? First, by recognizing that change is inevitable, that it is the natural order of things, that everything around us is in a state of constant change. People come and go, and our own selves renew themselves. Embracing change means embracing life itself. Practicing mindfulness allows us to appreciate current experiences without clinging to them. This awareness creates space for acceptance when those experiences inevitably evolve or come to an end. By looking for the lessons in every change in our lives, no matter how challenging the opportunities to learn and grow come, instead of asking, "Is this happening to me?" we can ask, "What can I learn from this?" Part of virtue is adaptability, the ability to navigate life's changes with grace and wisdom. It is about finding balance and harmony within the flow of life. Modern psychology supports this Stoic approach to viewing change as an opportunity rather than a threat. It can reduce our stress and anxiety levels. It can improve our resilience, equipping us to handle whatever life throws at us. Change is not just something to endure, but to welcome as a natural and enriching part of our journey. By embracing change, we open ourselves to the growth of new experiences and the beautiful unfolding of our unique paths in life. Remember that it is not about passivity. It is about actively participating with life as a whole. Navigating the currents of change with grace, courage, and a heart open to the infinite possibilities that change brings despite our differences, we are all together navigating the complex journey of life. By fostering and understanding and caring for the attitude towards others, we contribute to making the world a kinder and more loving place. Practice compassion and empathy. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who continue to enlighten us with their timeless wisdom, placed great importance on the virtues of compassion and empathy. They believed in the interconnectedness of all humans and taught that kindness and understanding toward others are essential aspects of living a virtuous life. Marcus Aurelius, for example, reminded us that human beings are social creatures by nature, destined to live in harmony and cooperation with each other. He said that, like bees who only collect what benefits the hive, our own well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of others. Seneca emphasizes the importance of treating others with kindness and generosity, arguing that compassion is a natural human instinct, and that by helping others, we also help ourselves. In his writings, Seneca encourages us to extend our empathy even to those who have wronged us, as they too are facing their own struggles and limitations. Epictetus taught that we must strive to understand others, perspectives that recognize that everyone has their reasons for their actions. This does not mean condoning harmful behavior, but rather approaching others with an empathetic mindset that seeks to understand their experiences and points of view. But how can we practice compassion and empathy in our daily lives? Start listening to the stories, experiences, and feelings of those around us. It's about putting ourselves in their place, imagining their struggles, their joys, their fears, and their hopes. This act of understanding can bridge the gap between us by fostering a sense of connection and sharing of humanity. A smile, a kind word, an ear to listen, all of these can make a significant difference in someone's day. By being present and attentive to others, we signal that their feelings and experiences are valid and important. Practicing compassion and empathy also means being there for others in times of need, to offer support and understanding without judgment. It is about recognizing the value and dignity of each person, regardless of our differences. The ancient philosopher Aristotle spoke about the importance of friendship and the role of empathy in building strong and meaningful relationships. He believed that true friends not only share each other's joys, but also their sorrows, supporting each other with empathy and understanding. Modern psychology supports the Stoic emphasis on compassion and empathy, demonstrating that these virtues not only improve our relationships, but also our own emotional well-being. By caring for others, we foster a sense of purpose, belonging, and happiness in our own lives. Let us remember that behind every face there is a story, behind every action there is a reason, and that by understanding and caring for each other, we make the world a better place, more friendly. By doing so, we not only enrich the lives of those around us, but we also find deeper satisfaction and joy in our own lives together. Let's spread kindness like confetti, creating waves of compassion that transform the world. An act of empathy is about taking a truly meaningful pause to look back at our actions, our thoughts, and the paths we have trodden. It's about growing introspection and aligning our lives with our deepest values. In a world that is always rushing forward, this practice is our anchor, ensuring that we sail in the direction that is true to us. The Stoics, with their profound ideas about human nature, placed immense value on the practice of reflection. Marcus Aurelius, in his personal writings, offers a model of this practice. Marcus Aurelius not only ruled an empire, but he took the time to examine his life, his decisions, and his moral compass. Through writing, he saw this reflection as essential to living a life of virtue and purpose. "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts," he wrote, reminding us that our internal dialogue is part of our external reality. Seneca recommended regular self-evaluation as a way to foster self-improvement and wisdom. He compared life to a play that suggests we periodically review our roles and performances. Are we acting in harmony with the character we wish to embody? Are our actions reflected in the script of our lives? Reflect and review regularly. Epictetus encouraged his students to end each day with a review of their actions and attitudes. This was not about self-criticism, but about self-awareness and growth. He urged us to ask ourselves, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? What duties were left unfulfilled? Through these questions, we can direct our lives more consciously, making adjustments that bring us closer to our ideals. But how do we incorporate this Stoic practice of reflection and review into our modern lives? First, make it a habit. Take a few minutes each day, perhaps before bed, to reflect on your day. What were your victories? Where did you face challenges? How did you respond? This practice may start out as a mental exercise, but writing it down can increase its benefits, giving you a tangible record of your journey. Another use of reflection as a tool for gratitude is, as you review your day, also take note of the moments that brought you joy, no matter how small. This balances our natural tendency to focus on cultivating the negative, but instead practicing kindness and compassion toward ourselves. Reflection is not about berating yourself for mistakes made, but rather recognizing them as opportunities for learning and growth. Aristotle spoke about the importance of living a reflective life. He believed that true wisdom comes from understanding our actions and our place in the world. This reflection is the essence of life, of living and examining that is in accordance with virtue and excellence. In modern psychology, the benefits of regular reflection are well documented. They show improvements in mental health clarity and personal growth. It reflects on our experiences, helps us process emotions, learn from our actions, and make more informed decisions in the future. Let us commit to this practice of regularly reflecting and reviewing as our guide, ensuring that we are not just passively experiencing life, but actively shaping it according to our values. By taking the time to look back, we gain the vision necessary to move forward, more aligned, more aware, and more in tune with the essence of who we are and who we aspire to be. To appreciate this journey of introspection is to know ourselves. May we find the path to true fulfillment and joy. Each of these lessons from Stoicism can help us find ourselves. Every reflection, every act of kindness is a stroke of the brush on the masterpiece that is your life. So let us not just exist, but live vibrantly. Remember, live not only for the applause, but for the cause of being your most genuine self. This concludes our adventure today. I invite you to express your ideas in the comments. I appreciate your company. If this video moved you, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Let us embark together on a new path of learning and growth, guided by the unalterable and powerful Stoic wisdom.